We all like to think we're in control of our own destiny. So much of our lives are shaped by other people.
You need to learn to control your dreams, Louise. You and me, we're special. Once you start, some things can never be taken back.
Maybe you engineered this.
You said this was a fresh start. Now tell me before I start screaming.
And welcome back to the Movie Buffers. Thank you so much for joining me again for another review. This time we're doing a TV review of the Netflix series Behind Her Eyes. This is a spoiler-free review, which means if you want to know the ending, there are plenty of those quote-unquote ending explained reviews to watch. The funny thing about those reviews is that they rarely truly explain anything. They just tell you what happened. I mean, big whoop. That's not explaining. That's not analyzing. But whatever. If you want to know the end, then watch one of those. This is spoiler free when it comes to the ending of the series. Behind Her Eyes is a British supernatural psychological thriller web series created by Steve Lightfoot based on the 2017 novel of the same name by Sarah Pinborough. It premiered on Netflix on February 17th, 2021. The limited series stars Simona Brown, Hewson, Tom Bateman, and Robert Aramayo. This series takes a spin on the whole innocent wife being betrayed by cheating husband and the destruction of the scandalous mistress scenario, which, as we know, has been done a million times. Yawn. Yet this story gives it a surprising twist. It starts out with a single mom, Louise, played by Simona Brown, getting ready to go out on a first date. She's meeting a man at a local bar, but after she's there, waiting for him, he texts and says he can't make it. Typical idiot. Disappointed, she takes a couple of more sips of her wine and gets up to leave. She then bumps into David, played by Tom Bateman. Bumping into him spills his drink all over him, and she apologizes profusely, even offering to replace his drink. Of course, she realizes once he orders the drink that it is super expensive, but she pays for it anyway. They get to talking, and they really seem to hit it off. As they were walking to say goodbye, they kiss passionately. And this is when, oops, he remembers, I'm married. He doesn't tell her this. He just says the dreaded, I can't do this. Then backs away, leaving Louise to feel sad and stupid on the street. Again, typical. Another first date and chance encounter gone bad. Oh well. But it doesn't end there. Come to find out, Mr. I can't do this is her new boss. Louise works as an office assistant for a psychiatrist's office, and David is a new psychiatrist who is starting at the practice the next day. Louise comes into the office, and who does she see? David. So she runs and hides from him, but not before seeing that he is also there with his lovely wife. Eventually, she introduces herself, tells him they will be working together, she doesn't want to be fired, and for them to forget that the kiss ever happened, and that they should just start fresh. He, of course, agrees, but that doesn't last very long. We find that soon in the series they begin a fiery love affair that they just can't help. Later, he even tries to blame her because she agreed to open the door and let him into the apartment. God, men are scum. So meanwhile, she also bumps into his wife, Adele, on accident, quote unquote. I suppose bumping into people is the only way the author knew how to get humans together. Okay, anyway. So they become friends after the wife, Adele, played by Hewson, practically begs her because Adele claims to be very lonely. Granted, she doesn't work, and David keeps severe tabs on her. Louise starts to feel sorry for her, so sorry that she continues to screw her husband. I know, great warmth. This is a perfect setup for a poly relationship if you ask me. Get that sister wife thing going. The series is dark, very mysterious, and it keeps you guessing about what the hell is going on. It is clear David and Adele's marriage is in trouble. He makes it painfully obvious he does not want to be with his wife anymore. There was one time, right before they had sex, him and his wife, that he says to Adele, "This is the last time," and she agrees. Now, they never really explain that interchange. I mean, even if they were having troubles, why would you say that to your wife? It's very odd and out of place, because as the series goes on, you don't understand why he would even say that to her. The only way that would make sense is if he knew what was actually going on with Adele, but he does not. So that was a disjointed interaction that probably should have been cut out. As we go on, we learn a lot about Adele and her past. She is an heiress, but has emotional issues. She lost her parents in a horrific fire, goes to a mental hospital afterwards to deal with her grief, and meets a kindred spirit named Rob, played by Robert Aramayo. Rob is gay, and they become instant best friends. Even when they leave the hospital, Adele invites him to her estate, where he finally meets the love of her life, David. And you can see that Rob is jealous of their relationship. Rob wants love too, like they have. David and Adele are different people during this time. They seem so much happier and brighter people than in the present time. Rob is poor, dark, and has never felt real love in his life, not even from his older sister he lives with. So, seeing Adele and David brings up a sad longing for him. It is obvious in the present day of the series, Rob is dead. We don't learn until later how he actually dies, but if I tell you how he dies, that's kind of a spoiler, so we won't go there. Just know he's dead. Towards the end, Louise starts to see David in a different light and is tired of betraying his wife Adele, who has sort of become her friend. The whole sisterhood thing finally kicks in after she was finished screwing her husband, so she tries to help Adele get out and away from David. Adele has absolutely no intention of leaving David. David is bound to his wife, as if she has some sort of life-altering secret over him. She does, but not really. I mean, it's not really life-altering. So, Behind Your Eyes, is it worth a watch? Is it binge-worthy? I say absolutely. I'm not giving the ending, because if you haven't watched it, it would truly ruin the suspense of the whole damn series. This is not so much a whodunit story as it is what the hell is going on story. It's creepy, it's head-cocking, kind of confusing. It's a murky tale, which can only be watched by binging all 6 episodes in one sitting. The camera angles were excellent, and it gave you hints to what was happening, which I appreciated immensely as a storytelling feature. Even without the eerie, crazy-ass twist at the end, I felt it was a good story and would have enjoyed it anyway. But the ending was very good, I must say. I highly recommend this series if you have 5 hours to kill. So, have you seen it? What did you think of the series? Was it creepy or just stupid? I think you would come out of it either one of the two. It's really creepy and interesting, or just stupid. I can say that my only downside is I got kind of pissed at Louise several times in this series. Her character was kind of silly in a lot of respects. But haven't we all been silly when it comes to love, at least once? Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe and like button and leave a comment. Thanks again to my enders. If you're listening to this, you're my enders. Thank you so much. Peace, 2 fingers.